Preparing for a branch manager at Wells Fargo interview? You've reached Candy Mentor, and this video is for you. We'll walk through 20 key questions you're likely to face. For each question, you'll see a sample answer followed by the key points to cover. Subscribe, like, and share, and drop a topic request in the comments. Question 1. Tell me about yourself and why you want to be a branch manager at Wells Fargo. I have built my career around leading frontline banking teams, improving customer experience, and running branches with strong controls. What attracts me to Wells Fargo is the scale of its branch network and the focus on rebuilding trust through consistent, needs-based service. As a branch manager, I would bring disciplined coaching, clear performance expectations, and strong operational habits. My goal would be to grow relationships responsibly while creating a branch environment where employees and customers feel respected. While answering, focus on your retail banking leadership experience, customer-first mindset, operational discipline, coaching style, and why Wells Fargo's community banking platform and risk culture fit your career goals. Question 2. What do you believe are the most important responsibilities of a Wells Fargo branch manager? A branch manager owns the full health of the branch. That means leading the team, protecting customers, meeting performance goals, and ensuring every process is done correctly. At Wells Fargo, I would put equal weight on customer outcomes, employee coaching, and risk management. Growth matters, but it has to come from understanding customer needs and offering appropriate solutions. A strong manager creates routines around huddles, observations, audits, follow-ups, and recognition, so performance is sustainable. Make sure to cover team leadership, customer experience, responsible growth, risk and compliance oversight, operational controls, employee development, local market engagement, and delivering results through ethical banking behaviors. Question 3. How would you drive sales and relationship growth without creating a high-pressure sales environment? I would focus the team on conversation quality rather than product volume. For example, if a customer is opening a checking account, the banker should ask about cash flow, savings goals, credit needs, and digital preferences before recommending anything. I would inspect behaviors through call observations, customer feedback, and account review quality. Sales should be a result of solving a real need. That protects the customer, strengthens trust, and still creates durable branch growth. In your answer, talk about needs-based conversations, customer consent, transparent product recommendations, balanced scorecards, coaching quality behaviors, avoiding product pushing, and aligning growth with Wells Fargo's customer trust priorities. Question 4. Describe how you would handle a banker who is consistently missing referral or production goals. I would start by understanding whether the issue is skill, effort, confidence, or process. I would review the banker's activity, observe customer interactions, and compare results with peers. Then I would create a short coaching plan with specific behaviors, such as asking stronger discovery questions or making timely follow-ups. I would role-play, track weekly progress, and recognize improvement. If performance still did not improve, I would move to formal accountability while staying fair and documented. Be sure to mention diagnosing root causes, reviewing activity data, observing customer conversations, setting measurable expectations, providing coaching and role-play, documenting progress, and balancing accountability with support. Question 5. A customer is angry about unexpected fees and threatens to close all accounts. How would you respond? First, I would let the customer explain the issue without interruption and acknowledge the frustration. Then I would review the account history, fee disclosures, and any prior conversations. If the fee was valid, I would explain it clearly and discuss ways to avoid it going forward. If an exception was appropriate, I would handle it within authority. My goal would be to turn the interaction from a complaint into a trust-building moment. While answering, focus on de-escalation, active listening, empathy, researching the account, explaining policy clearly, offering appropriate resolution options, protecting the customer relationship, and not promising exceptions you cannot approve. Question 6. How do you ensure strong compliance and operational controls in a busy branch? Controls have to be built into the rhythm of the branch, not treated as a month-end cleanup. I would use daily checklists, vault and cash balancing routines, dual control verification, exception reviews, and regular procedure refreshers. I would also make sure employees understand why the control exists, not just the step to complete. When issues appear, I would address them quickly, document the fix, and look for patterns that need training. Make sure to cover daily routines, dual control, cash limits, audit readiness, procedure adherence, exception monitoring, employee training, documentation, escalation discipline, and creating a culture where controls are everyone's responsibility. Question 7. What would you do if you suspected elder financial abuse or suspicious activity in the branch? I would treat it as a serious customer protection issue and follow policy immediately. Red flags might include a senior customer being coached by someone else, unusual withdrawals, sudden account changes, or visible fear. I would not accuse anyone at the teller line. I would separate facts from assumptions, involve the appropriate internal fraud or compliance channel, and document what was observed. The priority is protecting the customer while following legal and bank procedures exactly. In your answer, talk about recognizing red flags, protecting the customer, following Wells Fargo procedures, escalating to compliance or fraud teams, avoiding accusations, documenting facts, and maintaining confidentiality. Question 8. How do you balance customer service, employee coaching, operations, and sales targets on the same day? I would run the day with clear priorities and a visible operating rhythm. Anything involving customer harm, cash, compliance, or security comes first. Then I would manage staffing, lobby flow, appointments, and coaching commitments. I like using morning huddles to set focus, midday check-ins to adjust, and end-of-day reviews to capture follow-ups. A branch manager cannot personally do everything, so delegation and strong routines are what keep service and controls consistent. Be sure to mention prioritization by risk and customer impact, calendar discipline, morning huddles, delegation, real-time queue management, scheduled coaching blocks, and using metrics to prevent surprises. Question 9. Give an example of how you coach employees after observing a customer interaction. After an observation, I start by asking the employee what they thought went well. That creates ownership. Then I reinforce a specific strength, such as building rapport or explaining options clearly. I focus on one improvement area, not 5. For example, I might say, "You built trust, but you missed a chance to ask about savings goals." Then, we practice the question together and agree on what I will listen for next time. While answering, focus on specific behavior-based feedback, asking the employee to self-assess, reinforcing strengths, identifying one improvement area, practicing the skill, and following up with measurable progress. Question 10. How would you build Wells Fargo's presence in the local community around your branch? I would start by learning the market, key employers, small businesses, schools, nonprofits, and customer segments. Then I would look for practical ways the branch can add value, such as financial wellness sessions, small business cash flow conversations, or community events. Wells Fargo branches succeed when they are visible and trusted locally. Community presence should not feel like a sales pitch. It should create relationships that naturally lead to deeper banking conversations over time. Make sure to cover understanding local demographics, small business relationships, financial education, community events, nonprofit partnerships, CRA awareness, customer referrals, and positioning the branch as a trusted financial resource. Question 11. What qualities do you look for when hiring tellers, bankers, or service managers? I hire for integrity first because branch employees handle customer money, private information, and sensitive conversations. Then I look for customer empathy, attention to detail, and coachability. Technical banking skills can be taught, but attitude and judgment are harder to change. I also ask behavioral questions around handling pressure, following procedures, and recovering from mistakes. The best branch employees are warm with customers, precise with controls, and willing to keep learning. In your answer, talk about integrity, customer empathy, coachability, attention to detail, cash handling discipline, communication skills, resilience, teamwork, regulatory awareness, and ability to learn systems and procedures. Question 12. Which branch performance metrics would you monitor most closely and why? I would look at a balanced set of metrics, because one number never tells the full story. Customer satisfaction, complaints, retention, relationship growth, appointment activity, and digital adoption show whether we are serving well. Operational losses, cash differences, audit findings, and exceptions show whether we are managing risk. I would also review employee productivity and coaching activity. The key is connecting metrics to behaviors so the team understands what to improve, not just what missed target. Be sure to mention customer experience, deposit and relationship growth, banker productivity, referrals, digital adoption, operational losses, audit findings, staffing efficiency, complaints, account retention, and balanced scorecard thinking. Question 13. How would you lead a branch team through a major process or technology change? Change works best when people understand the why, not just the instruction. I would explain the business reason, how it helps customers or reduces risk, and what the new expectations are. Then I would schedule training, identify strong users as peer coaches, and monitor adoption daily at first. I would listen for pain points and escalate recurring issues. During the transition, I would protect customer service by staffing appropriately and keeping communication simple. While answering, focus on communicating the reason for change, training early, identifying change champions, monitoring adoption, listening to concerns, reinforcing benefits, and keeping customer disruption low. Question 14. What would you do if the branch had a cash outage or balancing issue at the end of the day? I would stay calm and follow the branch balancing procedure step by step. First, I would secure cash and make sure dual control requirements are met. Then I would review transaction activity, teller work, tickets, reversals, and any system issues. If the outage could not be resolved quickly, I would escalate according to policy and document the facts. After resolution, I would identify whether it was human error, process failure, or training need. Make sure to cover staying calm, securing cash, following reconciliation procedures, reviewing transactions, involving required employees, escalating according to policy, documenting findings, and preventing recurrence through training. Question 15. Tell me about a time you had to address conflict between two team members. I would handle team conflict quickly because it affects customers and morale. In one situation, two employees disagreed over lobby coverage and follow-up responsibilities. I met with each person separately, then brought them together to clarify facts, expectations, and shared goals. We agreed on a coverage schedule and a handoff process. I followed up after 1 week and recognized the improvement. The lesson was that conflict often improves when roles are clear. In your answer, use a concise star structure. Explain how you heard both sides, focused on behaviors and business impact, set expectations, followed up, and protected team morale. Question 16. How would you deepen relationships with existing Wells Fargo customers? Deepening relationships starts with knowing the customer, not pushing more products. I would have the team identify life events, deposit changes, maturing CDs, credit needs, or business activity that signal a useful conversation. A relationship review might uncover that a customer needs better savings discipline, merchant services, a mortgage discussion, or retirement guidance. I would also encourage digital adoption where it improves convenience. Every referral should be relevant, permission-based, and easy for the customer to understand. Be sure to mention proactive outreach, life event conversations, relationship reviews, financial wellness, appropriate referrals to mortgage, investment, credit, or business partners, digital tools, and customer permission. Question 17. How do you create an inclusive and high-performing branch culture? An inclusive culture is one where people feel respected and still know performance expectations are high. I would set clear standards for customer service, controls, and teamwork. Then make sure recognition and coaching are fair. I would invite input during huddles, rotate development opportunities, and address disrespect immediately. Branch teams serve customers from many backgrounds, so inclusion directly improves service. When employees feel valued, they are more willing to collaborate, learn, and solve problems. While answering, focus on psychological safety, respectful communication, fair scheduling, inclusive recognition, clear standards, diverse customer needs, employee development, accountability, and linking inclusion to better service outcomes. Question 18. What banking risks should a branch manager be most alert to in daily operations? The biggest daily risks are customer harm, fraud, privacy breaches, cash losses, and weak account controls. A branch manager needs to watch for unusual transactions, suspicious behavior, incomplete documentation, unauthorized access, and unclear product explanations. I would also pay attention to complaints because they often reveal process or conduct issues. The manager's job is not to be the compliance department, but to create alert employees who escalate early and follow procedures consistently. Make sure to cover fraud, money laundering red flags, privacy, cash controls, account opening accuracy, fair lending, UDAAP-style customer harm, complaints, operational losses, and timely escalation. Question 19. Tell me about a time your team missed a goal. What did you do next? When a team misses a goal, I do not blame the number. I diagnose the behaviors behind it. I would review activity levels, appointment quality, customer traffic, staffing, and conversion. Then I would share the findings with the team and reset the plan around controllable actions. For example, we might improve outbound follow-ups, lobby engagement, or referral handoffs. I would keep morale steady by recognizing effort while being very clear about the performance gap. In your answer, show accountability, root cause analysis, data review, transparent communication, revised action plan, coaching cadence, morale management, and what changed in future performance. Question 20. What would your first 30, 60, and 90 days look like as a Wells Fargo branch manager? In the first 30 days, I would listen, learn the team, review branch metrics, inspect controls, and understand the local market. By 60 days, I would establish operating routines, coaching cadence, partner relationships, and quick win priorities around service or operations. By 90 days, I would have a clear branch plan with goals for customer experience, risk management, employee development, and responsible growth. I would want the team to know exactly how we win together. Be sure to mention learning the team and market first, reviewing controls and metrics, building relationships with partners, setting routines, coaching employees, addressing quick wins, and establishing longer-term goals. If you are still with us, congratulations. You are much ahead of the rest and serious about preparing for your interview. We hope we were able to add value to your preparation and create some helpful content. Do not forget to like and share this video. Your small act can do great things for us.